Hey everyone, welcome back to another Godzilla battling video, and today is the final of 3 top 5 videos that were requested of me. I had kaijus requested, skins requested, now we are on vehicles, which was the least requested, but it was still requested. So, for now, this is going to be my last top 5 video. If you want to see any more Watch Mojo style top 5 videos, or top 10s, or anything else, let me know in the description down below, or in the video suggestion page in my Discord. Now, I like the vehicles in the Godzilla series as much as the next person. There are some that are memorable to me, some that are less memorable. I picked 5 that are my favorites out of all the series. I did kind of put this in order. There's one that I think could be switched around. You'll see it. I think I might have put it in the 2nd spot or the 3rd spot. I think it's the 3rd spot. If it's in the 3rd spot, then we're chilling. But if it's in the 2nd, I might have to switch it in the 3rd. Anyway. These are the top 5 vehicles that I would like to see added to the game, and I'm going to try to go a little bit into how I would implement them as characters. Maybe not if they were legendary or not, but just what they would do on the field. Because at the moment, we don't have too many vehicles, and they're not too good, so maybe, you know, we need some extra vehicles to bolster the rankings. So, that being said, let's get into the top vehicles that I would like to see. I'll do this 5 to 1, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So number 5. This one is 5. This is what I want the most. Or maybe 2nd. But I'm putting in 5 because I don't think we're ever going to see it. And it is the Argo from King of the Monsters. The Argo is basically a ginormous version of the stealth bomber that we have in the game, except it has 2 cannons on the front. And what we know from the movies is that it can offload and onload Ospreys, which are the choppers with the propellers on the side, like mid-air. So I think for the Argo, maybe a design that it could have in the game is like similar to the bomber, where it just cruises across the top of the map, much slower than the bomber. It has 2 guns, so it has some kind of self-defense, right? And the guns can only hit things in front of it. It's not going to turn to locate a unit. It's just going to shoot whatever's in front. Single target. But every few seconds, maybe like the same time speed as the MBOT base or the helicopter base, it spawns an Osprey. Just one with like maybe similar stats to the chopper. That way you can have a slow moving unit across the map that is attacking. It's slow, it's attacking this, so it can defend itself, and it spawns out like maybe 1 or 2 choppers every few seconds, just so you can like fill up the board. Maybe this would be like a 7 cost or a 6 cost. You could have it do a lot of damage, right? I think it would be interesting to see a vehicle that moves and spawns other vehicles. And that ideally, that's what I would want the Argo to be if the Argo ever came into the game. Now, there's another ship on this tier list, or not tier list, on this just presentation that I'm gonna say is gonna do the exact same thing, because I think it has a higher chance to be added to this game than the Argo does. So I don't want to spend too much time on the Argo, but I think it's the next one. I want to pretty much function like how I would want the Argo to function. The zillion mothership from Final Wars. The zillion mothership from Final Wars also just dumps out like zillion fighter ships, right? So I would like to see, instead, because the Argo's definitely not coming, right? Where there's no way we're getting the Argo. The zillion ship, I think, has a stronger chance, if anything, right? We have Final Wars Gigan in the game with the mummy skin already. Monster X is coming to the game at some point, and Godzilla from Final Wars also scored relatively high on the polls. I think he scored 6 out of the top 10, or maybe he was in 7th. I don't remember, but there's Final Wars monsters coming, like, for sure. I think the zillion mothership would be a great addition, and I want it to function like the Argo, small moving. I don't remember if it attacks or not, so for this description, I don't care if it attacks, but I think maybe a slow moving facility that comes across the map that spawns like waves of the little fighters that maybe go down in 1 or 2 hits, but it takes up a lot of portion of the field. Maybe something similar to the Kamakura Swarm. Like maybe it spawns a Kamakura Swarm's size of choppers every, I don't know, maybe like 10 seconds or something like that. So that way, it's going to really mess up a lot of single target attackers like Ultima. This is going to like hard counter Ultima if he's going to take so long to attack all these units. Manila especially as well. But then again, AoE units are going to be really great against this. Kiryu, Ultraman, Hedera, anything that can hit multiple targets is going to do really well against this. But this could be a really good unit to just counter, straight up just counter single range attackers, and even long range attackers like Super X as well. This could be pretty good counter to. Maybe this would be like the Argo, like 6 or 7 energy, because it's just going to move and just constantly dump units out. I think it could be interesting. We don't have anything like that, and you could count it as a 5th facility. But that's my thoughts on the zillion mothership. I like it a lot. It and the Gotango to me have very similar designs, except like I said, this is probably going to come to the game at some point. Maybe, probably not, but the Gotango definitely isn't. This has a way stronger chance. Like I said, any of these vehicles, we don't know if any of the vehicles will ever come to the game, but we have some vehicles in the game, and it looks like Toho has an interest in adding them. We got kids, we got Super X post-launch, so it might take a while, but I think we'll get eventually more vehicles. Next, okay, so this is, it's in the right spot. This is the Vulture mech from the Mecha Godzilla City movie. I don't remember, City on the Edge of Battle? Yeah, that's the name. These are the Vulture mechs. I'm pretty sure they're piloted by the Billis Saludo, and I think also some of the humans are in them. But I think these could be cool. And in the movie, there's like a squadron of them that fly out to combat and fight, Earth, Godzilla Earth. So I think maybe them as a swarm could be interesting. You can make them like 4 or 5 cost, 2 or 3 of them, and they just fly out fast, do a little chip damage here and there, but nothing too crazy. But I think it could be interesting. I love mechs. I'm a sucker for mechs. Mecha Godzilla Kiryu, very sick in the game. Evangelion, very pumped for Evangelion to come to the game. So anything to get more mechs into this game, I'm super down. And the Vulture mechs are cool. They're man-made pretty much, or alien-made too. They're piloted. They got 2 huge guns on the side. So what's not to love? And they got huge fire wings. We already have Earth in the game, right? There's no reason that we can't have anything else from the Netflix trilogy of movies. So I think the Vulture mech would be a cool addition. It looks awesome. It's really, really underrated. It's a like low-key, like deep. This is probably the deepest of the cuts in this list, and I would love to see it come to the game. But yeah, something like a superpowered Dorats, right? Where Dorats are 3 costs and they're like kind of weak. Maybe this is like 4 costs, 5 costs, and it's like way stronger. But like a Dorats on steroids is like what I imagine the Vulture Squadron to be like. Next, fan favorite, the Super X3. I love the Super X3. It's from Versus Destroya, and it's great. We already have the Super X. I don't really care about the Super X2. Super X3 looks cool, and it has freezing capabilities. Now, there's already mechanics in the game for freezing and slowing and stunning. I think maybe an aerial unit that can apply these effects, that would be pretty awesome, right? So we don't have anything like that. We don't have a flying unit that freezes. Now, we can. We maybe not, this doesn't have to be as long range as the regular Super X is, but I think this could be pretty good. You could have this fly around maybe your units and freeze, or maybe fly around the map. I'm pretty sure in the Pipeworks Godzilla games, the Super X3 flies around the map and it can freeze you at certain points in the game or not. So I think that maybe you drop this on the field for like 5 energy, 4 energy, something like that. You could probably keep it in the meta for 4 or 5 energy. I cannot imagine something like this could see play at like 6 or 7 energy, especially considering so many cool monsters are that cost and people are going to want to use them instead. But if this was like anywhere 5 or under energy and just kind of patrolled like anywhere on the field that you could place a unit in that like 3 tile up space or 4 tile up space, whatever it is, maybe it just patrols that area until it dies, and if anything comes into range of your targetable space, it'll just start freezing them. So it's not going to be like really good for pushing the objective. It's going to be really good for defense. But you could also use it at the end of the game in overtime when everyone's kind of clumped up. You could use this and get other people's units. I view this as more of a defensive thing. We already have the Super X as an offensive Super X. I think maybe we need a defensive Super X, and this one being able to freeze things I think would be really cool, and freeze things in a set area like a trap. I think that would be sick. I think this game could benefit from having a few trap cards, and I think this probably could be a really fun trap. And you could do the permanent Sunday freeze with this, and in my ideal world, right? I almost clicked end the video instead of clicking the next slide. Next slide. This is the final one. You know this. You love this. This is the Gotango. This is the second Final Wars unit on this list. But the Final Wars things are crazy, right? I love the Final Wars movie. Gotango is sick. We could get Don Fry in this game. He's on Cameo. Toho, just hit him up, get some cameos of his audio logs, put it in this, and so when you summon the Gotango, Don Fry starts speaking. That could be sick. And what I'm envisioning for this is maybe it'd be like 6 or 7. And it has lasers all on the side of it, and it has a drill in the front. So what I'm thinking is it starts out like King Caesar or Leo in the air. It rushes, it goes straight into a target, it hits them with the drill, does a huge chunk of damage. Then it just becomes super slow, and the turrets on the sides, those start pinging off attacks. On the left and the right side, you can alternate fire, maybe every 1.5 seconds. On the other side of the vehicle, something happens. So the in front of it is the drill, and they're just going to keep moving forward, and the drill will push characters away from it, like how when Ultraman lands or Kamada-kun walks and it pushes targets away if they're in front of him. The drill can do the same. Slow moving Gotengo pushes things away, and then the lasers on its side will start pinging enemies on the ground and on the air. This would probably be the highest cost of any vehicle on this list. 6 or 7 cost. I think it could be super fun to have a unit that attacks multiple targets. I think the Gotengo can do it because it has cannons on both sides, and the drill is awesome. So you could have a combination of Russian pushback and dual attacks, dual cannons. That's what I wanted for Shin Godzilla. I wanted Shin Godzilla to attack with his tail laser and his mouth laser at the same time, but we didn't get that. We got 2 separate attacks. I think for the Gotengo, we can still do 2 separate attacks, which is the rush and drill, but then also have the cannons on the side. I think it'd be great. And for 6 or 7 cost, I think it could see a lot of play if it's tanky. I mean, the Gotengo in the movie is like extremely beefy. So if we see Monster X join the game, and Toho, you guys are looking for another unit to throw into his season, I think the Gotengo is the perfect thing to put in there. Make it a 3-star and a monster unit, whatever the hell, and so it's gold and it's easy for us to grab, and it's not, 4-star. I don't think casual Godzilla fans are going to want to spend money on this if it's a 4-star, but if you make it 3-star, I think it'll see a lot more play, and I think more people are going to be inclined to try to get it. So those are my thoughts on the top 5 vehicles I want to see: the Gotengo, the Super X3, the Vulture mechs, the zillion mothership, and the Argo. Argo, I don't think it's going to come, but I would love to see the Argo. That's what I got. If there's any vehicles from any of the Toho movies, Mysterians, the Atrigan, I know the Atrigan is the original Gotengo. I haven't watched that movie, so I didn't want to include it on this list, but I do know that it exists, and I would like it to be a separate unit from this Gotengo, but if they made it a skin, that would suck, but that's fine too. Let me know what vehicles you guys want to see from any era of Godzilla. Let me know down below. Thank you all so much for watching. I will catch you all on the next one. Bye-bye.